Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're playing with quite a lot of different stamp sets and some punches. The first is the beautiful Autumn, which has the coordinating punches, which are the little oak leaf, the maple leaf and the acorn. And they're really nice big sized little punches, so we're going to be using some of that. We are using I love using the little flowers for accents and things in Free as a Bird, and we did one the other day with the larger flower. This time we're using the little flower and we're going to do a few of those. We are also going to be using Forever Fern, and that's what I'm starting with because I just love this for fronts of cards, backs of cards, accents. It's just beautiful. It really is. It's one of the nicest stamp sets that I've got. Now, I have done a few little pieces in advance, but we're going to work on a lot of it together. So we are going to make another Inchies card. I love Inchies. They're just lovely. They're nice little things that you can then put whatever embellishments you want on them to really make a pretty card. But they're very simple and very easy to do. So what you need to do is you need to get yourselves 9 little squares which are 1 inch by 1 inch. What I tend to do is the pieces that I've got left off at the end of when I'm cutting down paper, cut them into 1 inch strips and then literally just go down your trimmer 1 inch at a time. So we need 9 of those, which fits on a standard card. Now for this, what I'm going to do is I want to decorate these. So I've done 3 of them and I thought we would do the other ones together. So I'm just literally just sort of putting them out. Not easy on white to see, but you'll see as we go. And from the Ever Fern, we're taking one of the little ones. Really doesn't matter which one you choose. And we're going to take the lovely eucalyptus because that circular part I just really like. It just, I don't know, it just looks lovely. Colours we're using, fairly neutral, light colours. So soft sea foam and pear pizzazz. We're going to start with the soft sea foam. And we are going to literally just work in a little bit of a conveyor belt. So we're going to put one of these on the left hand side and just go all the way through. Doesn't matter where they go, it's literally just an impression on there. So I'm just literally putting it through on the right hand side. That one, little one's stuck on the right hand side of each one of the panels. Now I need to get my Simply chamois to give that a bit of a clean off, and then we are going to take the eucalyptus, which is this one, and we're going to do that just slightly brighter but not too bright, and that's going to be in the pear pizzazz. So I quite like pear pizzazz because again it's a nice one, and this time again we're only taking the top part, so literally just put it up and stamp it through just on the left hand side and the last one like that. Okay, so again, quite random. You don't have to be very specific with this at all. So I can put these 2 back in here. But as I say, Forever Fern is, I do hope that it's going to be a bit like the Lovely as a Tree that we had for, I don't know, years and years and years and years and years. I'm hoping Forever Fern might be one of those because I think it's proving to be so popular. Okay, so now I'm going to use the pear pizzazz. I'm going to use a sponge dauber, and we are literally just going round the edges. Now you can do the edges fairly well over the sides, if you see what I mean. You don't have to be, again, there's no precision in this really. It's just literally just making sure that the edges are going to stand out, because we're not matting these. So again, it is a card which doesn't actually take up a huge amount of supplies. You can use whatever stamps you want. I did quite a neutral one a few months ago now, and I thought, as I say, this one we would do one, because as soon as I got those little punches, I thought, oh, you know what, they lend themselves to a nice little Inchies card really easily. So that's what we're going to do. So I've just got one more of these to do. Like this. Okay, so that's our 9. So we can put those out of the way. I can add them to the other ones that I did. I hope I did those in, let me have a look and see. I might have to do them, whoops. Got some of these, I've already put them on dimensionals. So these are the other ones, which are fine. It's a little bit, just going to add a little bit of this one on because it's just slightly darker. I think I started off with my sponge dauber had a little bit of granny apple green on, so I just want to tone that down a little bit. Okay, so now we've got our 9 little Inchies, which we can put to one side. And then what we need to do is we need to do some of these, this little flower, and you're literally just going to stamp that out in a good black ink and then just colour it in. I used Calypso Coral and some others in there, and then I will just show you one of these and I'll show it to you on a scrap because it's a very easy thing to do. So I've used the oak leaf and I've used the maple leaf. I didn't want it to be a too autumnal card, so I haven't used the acorn or the fir cone. So let's do a little oak leaf. Very easy to do. It's a 2-step stamp as well, which is lovely. So you have an inside and an outside, so you don't have to do any colouring. And all I do is to take a small block, use a, need that one out, use a good black ink, which, what have I done with, oh, here it is, tucked in underneath. Got too much on my desk at the moment. I need to have a bit of a tidy up. So, good black ink. Stamp it down, or stamp it down, and then that's your outside. And then you just need to take your inside piece, ink that up in, and as I say, I'm using the Pear Pizzazz, and then literally just line it up, and you have your leaf. Then you just need to use your little punch. And I know this is only on the copy paper, but we'll show you how to get that in, which of course it's not going to fit in on here. I just need to cut it down just a tad, so it'll go in. But the punch lines up absolutely beautifully. I know you've seen this before, a lot of you, but new people won't have done. So you just line your little punch up and just punch it out, and you've got a lovely little, there we go, lovely little oak leaf. So we are going to, you're going to do 3 of the oak leaves, 3 of the maple leaves. So let me get the stamp set out so I can put them back. So yeah, so 3 oak leaves, 3 maple leaves, and then 3 of the little flowers that we had on the Free as a Bird. Free as a Bird is just, it's just lovely. I use it so much. Little buds, little flowers, little leaves. Yes, you have to fussy cut them out, but they're really simple shapes, so it's not something that's very difficult to do. Right, we need to then get a card blank. So your standard card blank, doesn't matter what size it is. And we are going to put a sentiment down at the bottom, and that's why I thought I would take Tasteful Touches out, because I love the fonts on these. They're just beautiful. So I think we'll use The Good Things in Life Are Better With You. So that I think we're going to use at the end. But let's start getting some of this together. So we've got 9 of these, and we just need to put them down. So let me just get, I'm using some wet glue for this. Says me, have I got one? Yes, I have got one that was opened on here. So I don't want to faff about with the new stamp and seal, which is, for me, does take a lot longer to use. I'm still struggling with it. Okay, so we just want the same gap top and bottom on there. So if you do one at one side and then go through and do one at the other side, then that gives you your spacing between the two, and then you can make sure that your spacing in the middle is equal. If you start on one side and work your way across, you can sometimes miss the spacing. So I'm just going to put this and then line it up so you've got your first layer lined up, and that's why wet glue is quite good, because you have that little bit of wiggle room. So that's my first layer. Then we need to just put the spacing in down underneath straight, whoops, and the right way up. So I'll take that there and that there. Now you can, a little bit out of sorts on that one, but it'll work. You can measure it if you want to. I tend to eyeball it, and I do find that sometimes my lights make it more difficult, but it normally works out not too badly. So we'll put that one in on there, and it's not vital whether they are absolutely accurate. You know, it's a handmade card at the end of the day, so don't beat yourselves up. As you know, I don't always get things straight, but I try not to get overly worried about it. So as I say, that one is a little bit cockeyed, but it should work out all right in the end. So we'll get another one in and just put these down. Make sure that your leaves are up top. So we'll have another one down on there. Make sure the space is just about the same. And the next one. Like that, and then the last one, which is just going to go in like that. Okay, so you now have your panels down, and this is when I'm going to put the sentiment on. So I think we'll have The Good Things in Life Are Better With You, because I really like that one. So I've got a long block on there, and all I've got to do is to try and make sure to get it as straight as I can. And what I will do is line up the bottom part of the word like that, because I think that'll work better. Then I am going to ink it up, and I will do a test run to start off with, which is what I do quite often. So I'm going to, nearly threw that on the floor. So let's move this out of the way just a little bit, and I'm going to do a test to just see. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we know that that's lined up straight. Sentiments are something which, as I say, if you're doing it and then you're cutting it out and putting it on afterwards, then you don't really need to do a practice run. Now, the easiest way of doing this is to open up your base so you have it flat, and then you can see where you need to put it. So again, I can line that up with my grid paper. I can take the stamp and I can put that just down the bottom where I want it in the middle. So The Good Things in Life Are Better With You. which I think is lovely. So I've just got to be careful I don't put my fingers in it while it's drying, because like everything, ink will take a little while to dry. And obviously in warmer weather, which we've been having some incredibly warm weather in the south of England at the moment, you will find things take a little bit longer to dry because your ink is just a little bit, you know, more moist. So now we've got our oak leaves. So we've got 3 oak leaves. We've got 3 maple leaves, and we've got 3 of the little flowers. So I think I'm going to start with a flower in the centre. So we'll have flower on there. So flower, maple. And again, just put them at little angles. Don't have them all straight. And then we'll have oak. Whoops. We'll have the oak. Should we have? Yeah, we'll have the oak in the opposite direction like that. So we then need oak. We need maple first. Next, so if you just sort of do it alternating. So the maple was in that direction. So we want maple, we then want, we'll have maple, oak, and the oak leaf was that way. So just make sure that you're putting them on at the same angle, because then it looks better. The flower, because it's just the same sort of shape, the flower will go exactly the same. So the flower is just going to go straight up in the middle. So flower. Then we have, we need to start with oak. So the oak is in that direction. The centre. The flower is in... Is it flower next? Oak. Yes, flower. I think. Yes, it is. Flower. And then we'll have the maple in on the end. The maple's going to go that way. Okay. So you then have a really pretty little Inchies card again with the lovely sort of, I don't know, I don't think it's autumnal. I think it looks more sort of spring, summery, nice, fresh, beautiful card. Very simple to do. And as I say, the good things in life are better with you. So we used quite a few tasteful touches for the sentiments, beautiful sentiments on there. We used Free as a Bird for that little tiny flower. We used the beautiful Autumn for the maple and the oak leaves. And we used Forever Fern for our little background pieces. So 4 different stamp sets, which is why you should get all your stamp sets out and use as many of them as you can. And we used Pear Pizzazz, and we used soft sea foam, and then just a black ink. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, all the details of where to buy all of these things will be below in the link, so do have a look at that. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I know most of you have, and I have lovely comments, so thank you so much for those. And thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye-bye.